But first, making news this week with the latest polls showing the government and opposition deadlocked. The gloves are off in Canberra. This morning, Cory Bernardi and Bill Shorten clashed over the government inquiry into a program helping school children understand diversity.
We see this ridiculous, absurd obsession by the right wing of the Liberal Party about safe schools and making sure that we have, that'll be the chap, we see this ridiculous obsession.
At least I'm honest, Bill.
Yeah, well,
you're a fraud, mate.
No, mate, at least I'm not a homophobe either, mate.
Bill Shorten there admitting he's a fraud, and Cory Bernardi relatively comfortable with the tag of homophobe. But the big battle this week was over Labor's planned changes to negative gearing laws.
The opposition leader Bill Shorten announced over the weekend a policy to wind back many of the tax concessions related to negative gearing.
Every homeowner in Australia has a lot to fear from Bill Shorten.
They will ask this parliament to legislate to smash property prices.
You need to use a scalpel, if you like, rather than an axe. And what Bill Shorten has done, he has set out to smash the residential housing market.
The PM has made the subtle shift from "there's never been a more exciting time to be Australian" to "Bill Shorten wants to smash down your house with an axe." But do you know what's like houses? Cars.
The minute you put your key in the front door, your house turns from a new house to an old house, and it's a bit like driving the new car off the lot.
Yeah, it's a bit like getting a new Prime Minister. They go from shiny to shit house in a matter of months. Now, negative gearing is a complex area, so to talk us through it, please welcome Tom Gleeson.
Oh, yes. Thanks, Charlie. I mean, this is so typical, you know what I mean? Like, now that I've finally got myself an investment property portfolio, Bill Shorten changed the rules, and it's just not fair. I worked really hard to get into the housing market and then get into the housing market again. You know, it's just not fair. I mean, I actually bought my first house and I used that to negatively gear another house, and then I used that to negatively gear a whole block of flats. And one day I want to negatively gear a whole suburb. And I'll call it Gleesonia, and it'll be a tax-free zone for me. I mean, because why should I pay tax, right? Why should I pay tax? It's not fair, because think about it, all my tenants are paying me rent and they pay tax. So if I pay tax, that's double dipping. It's supply and demand. They supply me with rent money and I demand I pay no tax.
All right, so what about first home buyers, though? This is about them getting into the housing market.
No, they're locked out. They've got no chance. I don't think there should be a first home buyer's grant. There should be a first home buyer's fine. They should be punished for being stupid enough to think that they could afford to buy a house in the first place. And I'm doing you a favour, because houses are expensive. People have to work long hours just to be able to afford one. And then they don't get to enjoy them because they're not at home all day looking at their beautiful investment. Whereas if you live in one of my houses, you get to spend all day relaxing and appreciating what a beautiful house that I own.
So do you agree with the Treasurer that buying a house will become like buying a new car?
Oh, absolutely. He is bang on there, because buying a house will be exactly like buying a new car. As soon as you put your key in the front door, the price will start to fall. As soon as you drive your house out of the real estate agent, it'll halve in price, and eventually your house will become worthless, then it will break down, and then you'll need to put your house up on bricks in the backyard. So, Bill Shorten, if you are watching, don't change the rules because you're stressing me out. Luckily, I've got a holiday house to get away from my holiday house.
Thank you very much, Tom Gleeson.